that better for you?
That was a lot better. Thank you. Nowhere near the back, that's without rolling off. All right, perfect.
If everyone's ready, Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement, and then we'll open up the floor questions.
You know, for us, finding a way down the stretch to win a ball game. Very close ball game. Columbia did some really good things, made some tough shots, but our guys stayed poised, and down the stretch, we did enough things to give ourselves a chance to win the ball game. You know, we're not going to apologize for winning. Obviously, for us, we have to get off to better starts offensively. There's 2 games in a row now where we've settled for long jump shots or settling jump shots opposed to attacking the paint. And, you know, that takes away from our aggressiveness when we just settle for those shots. So we have to do a better job of attacking the paint. I thought our freshmen gave us a great spark. But I also think our guys realized, hey, we got to get to the free throw line because the ball's not falling. And we started to do that more and more as the game wore on.
Questions for Coach?
Danny, what goes into not getting them to settle for jump shots? Is it basically getting them to realize that's not who they are?
No, Connor, it's not necessarily that. It's we want you to shoot open shots, but if you miss a couple of them, then you got to get to the paint. You got to get to the free throw line. You know, we had multiple guys play quality minutes in the game, in both games, and not get to the free throw line the number of times that they probably should have. And that's something where, you know, we've got to put more pressure on teams getting to the free throw line, getting paint touches. We have to put more pressure on teams running the floor in transition. Whether it's taking it out of the nets or whether it's a miss, we got to do a better job of running down the floor because we have guys that are capable of doing that. And we have to put more pressure on defenses that way. And if we do that, that'll flatten out the defenses some. And so now 1 or 2 bounces, we're closer to the paint opposed to starting our offense at half court.
They went up 4 with 51 seconds left. You kind of touched on it, but what did you see that was encouraging or impressive to you down the stretch from your team?
Found a way to win. You know, we found a way to win. You know, coming out of the timeout, we wanted Sean D to go make a play, get downhill. He did that, put the ball in Brandon's hands. The ball bounced on the rim like 100 times, and it finally dropped in, and he made a play. But, you know, it's for us, throughout the course of the ball game, there were 9 times where we got 3 stops in a row. And that gave us a chance to win the ball game. You know, I thought our freshmen, like I said, gave us a great spark. And also, we didn't give up any second chance points in the second half. You know, we kept them off the glass there. So those were some positives for us to take away from it. And I think our guys didn't panic down the stretch. You know, with 51 seconds, we were down, and there was no panic in their eyes. You know, we work on situations, and they were able to take those situations that we work on in practice and apply those to the game and find a way.
Danny, overall, what did you think of Sean D's play tonight?
Sean D's been terrific. He didn't score the ball well at BC, but he had 12 rebounds. Tonight he comes out and he carries us offensively. You know, he has 20 and does a great job. 9 rebounds, terrific job. Gets to the free throw line 11 times, 6 of 9 from the field. Terrific job, you know, terrific job. And, you know, as we continue to play, you know, Sean D's going to end up playing more big spot for us, to be honest with you, because of where we're at numbers-wise, and his physicalness or his level of physicality will give him a chance to guard any forwards also.
Hey, it seemed like with about 6.5 minutes to go, you built an 8-point 4-game margin. It looked like you had this game kind of under wraps. What did Columbia do to kind of battle back and get back in and make it the game that it was?
Well, they continue to run their offense. You know, you're not going to stop teams running their offense. And they made some shots. They got some backdoor cuts that hurt us. But also during that time, we shot 4 jump shots. We shot 4 jump shots, and we forgot what we did to get the lead. And, you know, we thankfully kind of clicked back in for us down the stretch. But, you know, we've got to do a better job of building upon leads once we get them.
What did first half, obviously, your starters didn't get off to the start you wanted them to. What did you see from that second group? You let them in there together for a few minutes. Did you see some good things?
Oh, absolutely. They all had positive plus-minus minutes. So, you know, we're riding that out. We're riding that out. Those guys have been working hard all year long. You know, after every competition, you know, they're a little disgruntled in a positive way because they want to play more. And in practice, they've been practicing hard, and that's how they've been practicing. And that's why I felt confident enough to leave them out there and let them roll because, you know, they did some good things for us. Jacoby especially, he was plus 17. He came in off the bench, and he was plus 17 as a freshman guard, and that's outstanding.
a stat that's meaningful to you?
I pay attention to it, absolutely. I pay attention to it. It's not the end-all, be-all, but it does hold a little significance for us as a staff.
Hey, did you kind of sense that maybe Brandon would be getting that last shot? I know they were obviously paying close attention to Sean D, but
Yes.
what do you like, I mean, you kind
No,
of
we-
like your senior taking a shot
We
like that?
put the ball in his hands, let him go make a decision. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, he made a couple shots that he probably should have been shooting, no, not probably, he should have been shooting earlier off a high ball screen. The big man was continuing to give ground, and he was trying to attack him opposed to pulling up and hitting a couple free throw line jump shots. And he did that a couple times late, and that opened stuff up for all of us.
You mentioned the number of times the ball bounced around the rim. I guess that kind of shaved a little more time off the clock, does it?
It sure did. Yeah, it sure did. Wish it would have bounced 3 more times.
What's Olivier going through right now? It looked like a couple times he came to the bench and you kind of had your arms around him and were in his ear. And what's his struggle at this point?
His struggle is finding ways to get easy buckets. You know, that's what it is. You know, he's got to, you know, he works hard. He works extremely hard. He's got to reward himself. You know, and you know, for us, it's a lot of times he just thinks a little bit too much. You know, he's a very cerebral young man, and you know, sometimes it's this or that. And sometimes he gets in his way of his thinking because he's such a nice kid. He thinks about so many other things, and you know, to be honest with you, we're working on him to get a little bit more. I don't want to say aggressive, but a little bit more. Damn it, I'm gonna make it happen.
Does he not realize at times just how big and strong he really is? Does he not fully comprehend that he can kind of dominate down there if he sets his mind to it?
I think he knows that. I think because he's done it. You know, closed door scrimmage. There were times against East Carolina we threw the ball into him like 4 or 5 straight times, and he gave us a bucket off a post move. You know, so he has it in him. It's just a matter of going out and doing it. You know, to be honest with you, he worries about people's feelings too much. As a kid, just as a kid, you know. I love that off the court. I love it. That's a wonderful trait. We want all of our kids to be like that. But, you know, on the court, you know, we're working on, you know, for me, my dad used to tell me, you got to have more assassin in you. You got to have more assassin in you. That's how the game is played. And that's what we're working on with him.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.